Hey guys, Godzilla851 here with our Godzilla Retrospective, covering our next film. But before we get into that, let me tell you guys something about G-Fan. Awesome magazine published outside the States, and sometimes inside the States. It covers everything Godzilla. Not only Godzilla, but also covers Gamera, also covers Ultraman, also covers all the fans, covers all of the different stories, a bunch of awesome stuff. All the actors are involved with the films, just everything is beautiful when it comes to this magazine, G-Fan. And what makes this special, and what makes this review special, is that there's a massive story in this from G-Fan number 105, March of 2014. One of the big stories is not only Nuclear Dragon, Ultrafest, plus poll results, but a big story about Spacegodzilla and Godzilla versus Spacegodzilla. I definitely recommend you give this a read. There is a lot of information in this that's really cool and does a lot of illumination on things. Okay, as well as different kinds of concept art for Spacegodzilla, the original name for Spacegodzilla, and also its reception and what things were supposed to be. Okay, so yeah, G-Fan. Alright, now, what's the film going to be today that we're going to be talking about? Of course, is Godzilla versus Spacegodzilla. English translation, Godzilla versus Spacegodzilla. Our film opens up deep in space as this massive crystal entity is coming towards Earth. Parts of it breaking off. As you see inside of it, this large blue-tinted monster. As these crystals fall to Earth, they land in the ocean around this island named Earth Island, awakening Godzilla, much like they did in the last two films. And we cut back to Japan immediately, and we get to see what the Japanese government has been working on since the downfall of Mechagodzilla. Mogera. I don't know what the acronym is, I'll put it in the picture, but yeah. Originally in the film The Mysterians, back in 19-something, don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. This is actually Plan B. What G-Force and the Japanese government want to do is they want to enact this thing called Project T, or Project Telepath, where they want to control Godzilla. Yeah, you heard me right. They want to control Godzilla. Now, in theory, this is a good idea because Japanese weapons, and all types of weapons, how advanced they are, from Mechagodzilla to Mecha King Ghidorah to Mogera, to conventional weapons such as tanks, bombs, and aircrafts and stuff like that, nothing works on Godzilla. And to try to get rid of him, he always comes back. So, why not try to control him? It's something new. Okay. So they enlist the help of Miki Sagusa, who refuses at first, but then the Cosmos appear to her, I kid you not, on a fairy Mothra, and they talk her into going because a space monster is coming to Earth and wants to kill Godzilla. So, meanwhile, two representatives of G-Force are sent to Birth Island, where they meet up with another G-Force guy there named Yuki. What's the significance of this guy? Well, he is the best friends of a past fighter of Godzilla. We'll get into that later. As Mogera is sent out to space to battle with this large crystalline entity. Back on Birth Island, we get to see something new. Little Godzilla. Yes, the baby has turned into a juvenile little form, and resembling Minya, however, still being a little more tougher than Minya, is attached to Yuki as, as a friend. He's a very lovable monster. As they start setting up mines around the beach area, because Yuki wants to kill Godzilla. How's he gonna do that? He has this thing called the Yuki Special. It is a blood coagulator that he intends to shoot Godzilla in the hip, torso, pretty much this area of Godzilla. It's supposed to go into his blood and kill him. Okay, Mechagodzilla couldn't do it. Mecha King Ghidorah couldn't do it. Biollante couldn't do it. Mothra and Batra together couldn't do it. He survived anti-nuclear energy bacteria. I know it's a different Godzilla now because of the whole timeline. Don't worry, I have a planned video for the timeline as soon as I finish up with some other things. But he wants to do this with this teeny little bullet with this little teeny submachine gun. You sure it's even gonna travel that far? But whatever, he is set in his ways. Cut to the next day, where a Dr. Okubo, scientist Gondo, yes, Gondo, as in this Gondo. Yes, he is the brother of this woman who was killed in Godzilla vs. Biollante, which proves that the timeline is completely screwed up in the Heisei series, but once again, I'll get into that later. And also Miki Sagusa comes along as well, and they go to use Project T. Along the beach, little Godzilla is wandering around, setting off the mines, being troublesome, as Yuki would say, and little Godzilla runs off. As back out in space, Mogera approaches this crystalline entity, and a picture comes through, revealing Spacegodzilla. And just say right now, he's stuck in a big crystal right now, but he looks awesome. The two clash in space, and Spacegodzilla is just too much. Quickly dispatching Mogera. Quickly dispatching Mogera. Too many names, sorry. Back on Earth, they're cleaning up the beach where the mines were going off, as once again the ocean begins to foam. A large black tail emerges from the ocean, and out comes this guy. Godzilla. And this is the 94 suit, a heavy favorite of a lot of G fans. This is an awesome suit. He looks awesome in this film. Not particularly my favorite, but he is one of my top 5 Godzilla suits, the 94 suit, and he is awesome. He comes to land as the bombs start to go off, and Yuki tries firing his little weapon at Godzilla, it completely missing, but as Dr. Okubo gives the go-ahead to use Project T, and they load this payload into a grenade launcher under a AR-15, and they fire it into Godzilla's neck. That is one hell of a grenade launcher. Grenades are not supposed to fire that far, but hey, whatever. It goes from the beach all the way up into Godzilla's neck. Nice shot. Okay, so they start to use it. Mickey starts to try to control Godzilla. And she does. It's very interesting that she's able to do that. But Godzilla's will is too strong. He breaks free, and causing the machine to short out, and Mickey passes out for a little bit. So then we run to this other fixture of the film. Mickey has stopped really being a part of the government. She's actually now the head of the ESP Institute, and she wants to preserve Godzilla. Which, you know, it feels good that she's doing that, because after Godzilla vs. Biollante and all the films that she's been through, it's good that she has a change of heart. I'm glad they didn't keep her as the gung-ho, I need to kill Godzilla thing. I'm glad that they did a change here. And she's actually yelling at the other two to knock it off, and wanting to fight Godzilla, you know, the barbarians and stuff like that, as Gondo's like, I just got word the space thing's coming towards us. Dr. Okubo's like, I'm just going to stay around here and do nothing. As little Godzilla is looking at the crystals, they're on the island, then this guy arrives. Yes, Spacegodzilla has landed, and roaring loudly into the sky, scaring the crap out of little Godzilla. But little Godzilla not running. Actually, little Godzilla steps forward and wants to fight Spacegodzilla. Okay, so I wonder how that happens. Or not how it happens, I wonder how that goes. Okay, give him an A for effort. You know, he tried. Signaling Godzilla with his red eyes like he does in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Godzilla comes and the first battle begins between Godzilla and Spacegodzilla. Good stuff. Godzilla's atomic breath being deflected by Spacegodzilla's many different powers. Spacegodzilla taking flight, knocking down Godzilla, and then kidnapping little Godzilla. It might sound quick, but it was quick. It was a quick fight. Spacegodzilla going off to Japan, Godzilla giving chase. Dr. Okubo saying, oh, Project T is a failure, time to pack up and leave. They go to leave, but Mickey wants to stay behind, so the two G-Force guys stay with her. Later that night, masked mercenaries kidnap Mickey and leave the two G-Force guys on the island. As Spacegodzilla comes to Japan and starts destroying everything, he sets down at Fukuoka and starts creating this crystal pyramid around Fukuoka Tower, his central power that, you know, he's going to start trying to take over the world pretty much. Godzilla giving chase, as it's revealed that Dr. Okubo is not Mr. Nice Guy. He actually built another machine that he's going to try to control Godzilla with, but he needs Miki Sagusa's brainwaves, so he kidnaps her. And what does he want to do with Godzilla? He wants to use him as a weapon to take over the world. This movie is very ambitious. However, Godzilla's brainwaves are still too strong, and he shorts out that machine very quickly. As Spacegodzilla destroys the building, and the G-Force, headed by Yuki and the other two guys, save Mickey. Mickey's showing off her own powers, being able to levitate her gurney off the ground. As Spacegodzilla, you know, starts destroying things, Godzilla finally arrives in Japan. As Mogera is sent off with Yuki and the two other guys, Shinjo and Sato, I think. So those three are in Mogera. Yuki, wanting to kill Godzilla first, tries to take over and kill Godzilla, but, you know, Shinji, knocks out Yuki, and they go to fight Spacegodzilla. Spacegodzilla making very short work of Mogera, because, you know, he's Spacegodzilla. He's awesome. He's just knocks Mogera aside as Godzilla finally arrives at Fukuoka. Cool thing about this scene is it actually shows Godzilla and Mogera, you know, on their plotted path going towards Spacegodzilla. You know, and it doesn't seem like it just happens. It actually shows a lot of time is passing by. As Godzilla and Spacegodzilla start doing their second battle. And Spacegodzilla is wiping the floor with Godzilla, throwing him around with telekinesis, and using corona beams from his mouth, mimicking Godzilla's atomic breath. And firing missiles with its crystals, just awesome. As Godzilla's trying to destroy Fukuoka Tower, Mogera actually shows off a new ability, actually turning into a transformer and separating into Land Mogera and the Star Falcon. And with the help of those two, Godzilla is able to destroy Fukuoka Tower by pushing it over. As you can see right here in this little diorama set that I got. Awesome stuff. I recommend you get those. Those are awesome. As Spacegodzilla begins to lose power, Mogera fires off spiral grenade missiles, destroying his shoulder crystals. This does not stop Spacegodzilla. This actually just makes him more angry, and he systematically destroys Mogera, or disables actually. As Godzilla gets back up, those two begin fighting again, and Godzilla pulls an old trick out of his sleeve. Uranium fire. Dealing the death blow to Spacegodzilla and to Mogera, as Yuki, Sato, and Shinjo are able to get away with the help of Mickey and Gondo. Godzilla roaring in victory, leaving to the ocean as Mickey takes off the stupid telepathic thing off Godzilla's neck. Godzilla going out to sea as we see little Godzilla back on the island, learning how to breathe fire, or bubbles. Giving a little wink to Minya in a way, but better. And that was Godzilla vs. Spacegodzilla. You know, I really like this movie, and very surprisingly, this is one of the top 3 lowest Godzilla films, according to Godzilla fans. Now, it's an opinion, okay, it's not the bottom of the list, but it's in the bottom 3. It's not really top 3, but the bottom 3. It's in the bottom 3. And, you know what, I enjoyed this film. Now, the things that could have happened probably would have messed it up. But let's take a little history lesson from this. There was a film called Yamato something something, produced by TOHO Studios, and a lot of money went into it. However, it didn't do very well at the box office, and the money that was supposed to be made from Yamato was actually supposed to go back into Godzilla vs. Spacegodzilla, but since it didn't make the money back, budgets were really cut on this film. There are scenes you can see where Godzilla's tail is actually falling apart. There are scenes in the special features on this copy, recommend this copy, because it shows the making. There are scenes where, different bugs are getting in the lens. It shows different scenes where different pyrotechnics aren't going off. Scenes where, things are slamming into each other and just not doing what it's supposed to. There were scenes where the walkways weren't completed the way how it was supposed to, so the actor inside of Godzilla, awesome guy by the way, just became friends with him on Facebook, kept falling over because, things weren't completed, It's just, there was a lot of problems with this film, yes. However, with the story and the acting and just everything, I really liked it. Some of the music could have been a little better, but it wasn't enough to kill the film. So overall, probably going to get some flack for this, but I give this film an A. I definitely recommend give it a watch. It's not as good as other films in the Heisei series, but it's still fun to watch, and if anything else, Spacegodzilla is awesome. Alright, well, that's that, and join us next time when we have the final film of the Heisei series and the death of Godzilla. Hey guys, Coach A51 saying goodnight. See y'all later. Like, comment, subscribe at the bottom.